It's like they built something new on the bones of the original.
Oh,
They've
man.
They've fleshed out the experience.
I've been living in skeleton puns for about a year and a half, and even that got me.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of PlayStation Underground. You got Tim and Justin here.
Hey.
We are joined by Nick Accordino, producer on MediEvil,
Hi.
the remake of MediEvil for PlayStation 4.
That's right.
We got Justin on the controls there. We are at the Asylum Grounds. Is that right, Nick?
That's right. We're about halfway through the game.
Halfway. Okay, gotcha. What can you
MediEvil
say?
has this kind of interesting open-ended structure where this could be either like the 7th or the 10th level, I think we could go to. But definitely a very luscious green area we wanted to show off.
As I can see, and we're also going to jump back and forth a little bit to the 1998 PlayStation original to show just how lush and green and like, I don't know, come to life that this version of the game is.
I got a little bold there.
That's right.
Let's see if I can make this work.
Justin's fighting some mad monks over here. We saw the hedge dragon a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Staring at him. Yeah, definitely some unique gameplay. Combat's just kind of loose, but that's exactly how it was on PS1 as well, and we wanted to really keep that same feel. Sir Dan, a little bit of a bumbling knight over here, not too precise with his sword play.
That's one thing I really like
his crossbow
that
play.
you've pointed out here is that, you know, he's kind of like flailing to victory almost despite himself in some cases, which kind of loops in with his character, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He's like the head of the king's like knight guard. He dies from the first arrow through the eye in the battle he's in.
Brutal.
Kind of immediately, but is hailed as this hero, gets buried as a hero, and then gets accidentally resurrected by Zarok the sorcerer.
What a run.
Yeah, but like all the people that knew him know that he was just kind of like a bumbling character. So they constantly, you know, give him crap as he plays through as you play through the game, and it's really funny. The sense of humor in MediEvil is great, very British, but very endearing.
I'm into that.
Greetings,
who have we got here?
My name is Jack of the Green.
Good old Jack of the
I am
Green.
the master of riddles, and this maze
Master
is
of
my
riddles, you say?
Ooh.
But only
Dan's just kind of looking around, not even paying attention. What's that? What's up there?
I love that he spins his head all the way around.
Yeah. Really keep your head on a swivel. He takes it to an extreme degree. But, you know, what would a hedge maze be without, of course, a you know, a master of riddles to make it even more interesting?
Right?
Check out the stop motion animation going on with his face too. That's so cool.
I love that.
Astounding. Yeah, the team at Other Ocean and Secret Six did an amazing job at bringing this game to life.
And there's perhaps no better way to fully appreciate, you know, just the beginning section of Asylum Grounds here than let's jump back to the 1998 original just to see what it looked like back then.
Totally.
So, you know, similarly, we're at the gates, and the approach is like the pieces are here.
Yeah.
But boy,
Much simpler pieces.
yeah.
It looks like I don't even know. It looks like a toy, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like the enemy placement is very faithful. The shape of the I'm noticing now that like the shape of the hedges are actually the dragon, like
Yeah, the dragon.
Swooping through the ground, which is really
Yeah.
clever.
I didn't notice that. There is a lot of clever design going on here, and it feels very similar to what I just played. Like I feel like I just played this because they've done such a good job at just kind of keeping it true to the source material.
And that was the goal, to make the game feel exactly like as it did, but to have it look kind of how your memory, you know, preserved it, you know, not as it actually is.
And speaking of that, this voice sounds familiar as well.
Yeah, all the voice acting in the game, save for our new narrator, voiced by Lonnie Manella, is exactly the same. That beautiful CD quality audio from PS1, intact fully here, sounds amazing. So Jack of the Green sounds exactly the same, Zarok sounds exactly the same. All the characters just really have that same personality just brought to life in 4K now, which is lovely.
One of the benefits of the original PlayStation being on the cutting edge of CD audio technology, right?
Absolutely.
Well, let's jump back then to 2019's MediEvil. Man, it's really just a dramatic contrast to jump back in here. Like, both Oh, and another thing I'm noticing too as we're jumping back and forth is that, you know, as you go further into the hedge maze and it clicks into sort of a top-down perspective, I'm appreciating the new camera controls that you have here.
Yeah, you can actually move the camera around now.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, novel.
And another thing I really like, let me back out of the hedge maze here so it works properly, but if you hold L2, it goes into this cool, like, over-the-shoulder camera.
That's the Dan cam.
The Dan cam.
Dan cam. Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
That is Dan cam, and you can fight like that. It's really helpful for long range attacks. So when you're using that crossbow,
yeah.
throwing knives, just it helps you be immersed in the world. You'll see this.